if you win a game, 1 point for winning a quarter, and half a point if the quarter is tied. $400,000 is up for grabs. $300,000 to the winning team and $100,000 to the runners-up. The NBL Ignite Cup. Let's go.
Thank you, Derek Rucker. That was an amazing breakdown of the Ignite Cup. But now let's get into the Coca-Cola refresh and break down some of these last few games for both of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, they're both coming in with different set of form. We spoke to David Johnson about what the vibe is around the team because they look tired. And again, road trips, I know, thankfully I can say this because Damon's not here. But the Adelaide 36ers, they beat the JackJumpers. And just watching that game, it just didn't seem like the Jackies, the way they played the first couple of games on the road where they won 3. They're desperate to get home and sleep in their own beds, have that normal routine, and now they get to do that, but it's going to be a tough test.
It is. You know, you're right, they played a lot of good games on the road, but this game, Adelaide versus Sydney was the one that we all wanted to watch. Kendrick Davis was special, but let me give Bull Quall some credit, because I've been bagging Bull Quall for the last 3 years.
Yep.
His defensive effort in this game, 4 years, this defensive effort in this game was spectacular with Delhi. Those guys shut Bryce Cotton down, and I'm sure other teams should be able to find a way to not shut him down, but slow him down.
I mean, obviously, that's great coaching to be able to come up with that defensive game plan. I'm honestly surprised that no one has done that
Begging
yet.
for it for years.
Everyone knows. It's almost like people are poking the bull. Like, let's see if he's going to go off.
Yep.
Let's do what Sydney did every single time you play against Bryce Cotton.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow because they take on the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. And Josh King, a defensive mastermind, would have studied that to a T. But you just don't keep a 5-time MVP down. Like, if they're going to have a plan in place if that happens, I'm sure. But I'm expecting Bryce Cotton to bounce back. I'm fascinated with the Bull Quall-Bryce Hamilton matchup tonight. How quickly does Gorge turn to him if Bryce Hamilton gets rolling early? Because Jalen Galloway's a very good defender, but he could take Jalen Galloway to the post and use his strength if need be.
Bull Quall has to be smart, though. He has to play the way he played last game because we all know he comes out and he's very aggressive. He'll get a foul, he'll get another one. He's sitting on that bench. So now you got to depend on Delhi and Galloway, like you said. Bull Quall plays the right way. They give themselves a chance.
Now, very quickly, you guys know I'm big on X Factors. Who's the X Factor for the Sydney Kings? Is it Kawhi Noy, and who's the X Factor for Tasmania?
I think he's always the X Factor, to be honest, because he just comes in really hot. For the JackJumpers, it's got to be Starks. It's got to be Starks. He's got to come in and have a big game because Hamilton might be able to have a tough one if Bull Quall gets a hold of him.
Well, I'm excited for tonight's matchup. My X Factor for the JackJumpers is going to be Will Magnay. I think you got to get it done inside. Well, enough of us. Enjoy the game. All the good action will come right after this. Look at those curls, Will Magnay. I love it. Send the routine.
New era in Australian basketball. It's the Ignite Cup. Hamilton, look at that. That is something to get excited about.
Davis will take it all the way. The speed.
Hamilton with a hand in the face.
Big hit. Noy must hit this. Scores.
Wow. Where did Will Magnay come from?
Suarez looked off the D and threw it down with authority. Steps back on him and swish it goes.
The Tasmania JackJumpers opened the NBL season on September 18 on their home floor. And since then, they've been everywhere, man. They've been Perth, Illawarra, Brisbane and Adelaide. And finally, after more than a month, they are back again at MyState Bank Arena tonight for their first Ignite Cup game. And we see two of the stars of the NBL, two offensive weapons, Bryce Hamilton and Kendrick Davis go head-to-head. The Hungry Jacks Ignite Cup, presented by Disney+. I'm Jack Heverin, the GOAT Andrew Gaze alongside me for a new era of Australian basketball. Drewy, great to see you.
Thank you very much, Jack. Yeah, this is exciting. Have a look at the floor with the Disney screen, big sign. It's a fun event we've got here, but to these two teams, it's all about the win, of course, and certainly the bags of riches, if you can do well in this tournament, will get you excited as we take a look at it. 20 extra games, the scoring system quarter by quarter. So even if you're down a little bit, you've got that incentive, and the final's going to be on the Gold Coast. $400K prize money. That will motivate a lot. Yes. But speaking to some of the coaches, that's all very nice, but the win, of course, is the priority.
Well, we saw the Sydney Kings playing the Ignite Cup last week. They won one quarter only against Melbourne United, and we are seeing Tasmania in the Ignite Cup for the first time this evening. Kendrick Davis, it was a wave of emotion as he went back to Adelaide last week to take on the 36ers. He embraced the role as the bad guy, and then he set fire to them.
Well, he did, and he's having a great season. But anytime you make a move, there's different coach, different expectations, but he's just a baller. And this mid-range is where he excelled at throughout his career, of course, but in this game in particular against the Sixers, he was elite. And in fact, the Sydney Kings at halftime only had 9 3-point field goal attempts, but Kendrick Davis can beat you in so many ways, off the bounce in particular, gets to his spot with ease, can elevate, and playing with a lot of emotion. But I thought he controlled his emotions really well. He got engaged with the officials a bit in the first half, but once they were able to establish their dominance, he was a big part of the reason why.
And for Tasmania fans, they have very quickly come to love Bryce Hamilton, who's averaging 20 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. We got told when he arrived here in the NBL that this guy was a genuine scorer, and he is as advertised.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's another one that works the pick and roll really well, can get to his spots and finish around the rim. His shot is a little funky from the three-point line, but it's effective. And he's exploded onto the scene here in the NBL, and playing in Scott Roth's system, you actually have to buy into the system. And that's what he's done so well. Plays well with his teammates. He's a fun guy, and he's going to have a big one if they're going to get this win tonight.
You have obviously been around this league for a very long time. You are the greatest that's ever stepped foot on an Australian court.
Appreciate that, Jack.
How important is the four-man in the NBL, particularly with modern basketball? Because tonight we see Josh Bannon, and we also see Xavier Cooks, 2 very good players in that position.
Oh, absolutely. Josh Bannon, he's a superstar. He went back and just torched his former team, the Brisbane Bullets, a couple of weeks ago, and he's been in really good form. These days, it's a lot more important for the four-man to be able to spread the floor, and that's what Josh Bannon can do. He can knock down the three, but he's also very efficient around the basket. He works the boards. He has been a fantastic pickup for the JackJumpers, and another one that I think is helped by a little bit more structure in the system which Scott Roth provides.
We saw him play with the Brisbane Bullets for the last couple of seasons. We've seen a lot of Xavier Cooks here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, a former MVP of this league. Is he getting the amount of offensive structure that he would like to start the season?
Well, I think he's the sort of guy who's not going to go and hunt his own shots. He'll hunt them by going and getting in second shots and getting the rebounds, putting it back in. But he's not going to get agitated if he's not getting a lot of looks in the half court. So, again, that's where system can help him a little bit. But the biggest thing, and a monkey off the back temporarily, is when he knocked down those 2 free throws in the last game. 1 of 10 in his previous game. The free throws are always going to be a part of him, and surprised that he didn't get, the Adelaide 36ers didn't put him to the line a little bit more last game.
This is the Hungry Jacks Ignite Cup presented by Disney+. Steph Baumgartner with us courtside this evening. Steph, your first time at MyState Bank Arena. How are you finding it?
Hello from afar, Jack and Gazy. It is an absolute vibe in here. Everyone is going off. It is very loud, as I was told it would be. It is an important matchup for both teams. The Sydney Kings are looking to back up a very important win for them in Adelaide. I spoke to Quatnoy earlier, who says they'll take confidence from that win, but today it is all about not being complacent. Meanwhile, Tassie are chasing down their first home win. The fans here, they want it. The players want it too. Bryce Hamilton says he is ready to deliver it, and he is ready for the target the Kings will put on his head.
Great to have you with us tonight, Steph. Here's the starting 5 for the Sydney Kings, which has been much the same for the season so far. Matthew Dellavedova, Kendrick Davis, Tim Suarez has been excellent since his return to the Sydney Kings. And for the Tasmania JackJumpers, 1 change to their lineup. Anthony Drimmick goes to the bench, and Nick Marshall gets his first start with the JackJumpers. Wednesday night hoops coming at you. The Ignite Cup, all right across the world on Disney+. The JackJumpers back at home for the first time since the season opener. Here's Bannon with the first look of the evening. Left that one off the side. Rebound, Jalen Galloway.
Well, Marshall gets the start, but he's been averaging 18 minutes a game. Transition play. Oh, and Cooks gets one. It looks like he caught one in the eye. So that's a nasty one. But you're talking about him and Drimmick. Drimmick's only been averaging a little over 12 minutes a game. So although he's starting, he has been playing more minutes. And gee, that must have... His hands were straight up, so...
I'm not sure that's a foul.
Well, Bannon, it might have been just that his eye hit the side of him, in his hip, more than with the hands.
Brian Gorshin working the refs over already. We've been going 30 seconds. Will Magnay takes care of the rebound. Hasn't had the greatest run of form against Sydney. Only averages 6 points in his last 8 games against the Kings, Will Magnay. The Tiger Campbell. Shot clock down to 6. As always, the JackJumpers patient, meticulous with their offense. Campbell had to invent something. Smart from Marshall.
Well, that's what Marshall does. He's very good at those jump plays. Find just the effort and energy to get to the rim, get a second shot.
Davis unsuccessful again. Campbell lines it up. Got it!
That'd be a relief for him as well. This hasn't been great from the field in general, but he actually shoots it better from the three-point line than he does from the two-point line.
32% from the field, 36% from deep. It's Tiger Campbell.
At 36% he's solid.
Yep.
Anything above 33 and you're heading in the right direction.
Also may have the coolest hair in the NBL. There he is for his second. He's feeling it. Tasmania off to a flyer. They lead by 8.
Yeah, it's been interesting how they combine him with TJ Starks as well. Finding the appropriate minutes. Got a little bit awkward there against Adelaide with TJ Starks not playing much down the stretch.
Galloway to the rack. Sydney are 0 of 4 to start this one off.
Wow.
Hamilton with a spin. And then the D from Suarez up to the task.
It was a great start by the JackJumpers. Have a look at the Amy replay here. Down low in the corner. And Delhi needs to close out a little harder than that. Make him put it to the floor.
JackJumpers have come out and pounced on Sydney. After their emotional win in Adelaide last weekend, the Kings, this is a much different challenge for them. That's better from Galloway.
Yeah, breaks the duck for Sydney. Just eases the venue a little bit as the fans take a seat.
It is a hostile environment. If you've never been to My State Bank Arena in Tasmania, it is loud and it's about to get a whole lot louder.
Oh my goodness, he is on a heater. Right now, come out and letting it fly from the perimeter.
And then the Kings burp it up.
It's both ends of the floor for the JackJumpers. Look at Campbell, one in the corner, now one from the 45.
3 threes in the first 4 minutes of the game for Tiger Campbell, who's only averaging 8 points a game so far. This has been a start with purpose for the home team. Hamilton in the mid-range. They are getting whatever they like.
It is 5 of 8, and this is an area where you see Cooks just the Sydney Kings looking to run on every single occasion, really pushing the tempo. A real contrast. The JackJumpers prepared to get it through some hands before they have a look at their scoring options.
The styles of these two, here's Bannon with a wide open look. The styles of these two will be fascinating. Tasmania number 10 in the competition for pace. They're happy to walk the ball up the floor. Sydney, on the other hand, want to push it quick and get looks like that.
Yeah, well, that was just a defensive breakdown. The Jackies, because they are so controlled on the offensive end, they've been really good in defensive transition. Now, that wasn't a good example of it. But in general, because they're a little more patient down this end, it does help them with the D-trans.
Davis comes up with it and pulls up in transition. Oh, he's 0 of 3.
Well, they are basically operating on an 8-second offense. They think the shot clock's 8 seconds, the way they're just coming down and launching it right now. And the Jackies doing a decent job of guarding those early options.
So Tiger Campbell comes out. Bullquall with his first look. as they spoke about in the pre-game. Very few can claim the handle of being the Bryce Cotton stopper. Well, for one night, Bull Quoll, with some help, was the Bryce Cotton stopper.
Delhi had a go at him first.
Ben Hare also into the game for Tasmania. Hamilton off balance, it doesn't matter.
Well, this is just an outrageous shooting start, 4 of 5. From the three-point line for the Jackies.
9-point advantage for the home team. Blistering opening turn. Davis not having the same success early on here. Ben Hare left open. Can't make them pay. They'd be delighted with the looks they're getting, wouldn't they, Tasmania?
Yeah, and that was another good look. That was actually a defensive breakdown. You can't let Ben Hare off that easily, but just the relentless pressure that the Sydney Kings are trying to put on offensively.
Can you play too quick?
Well, it's over the course of the game and you're working the numbers. It depends on your talent, like most things. And this is a team that does have a lot of talent, a lot of depth. And Brian Goorjian, even like with his rotations, it's not by accident they're playing this way. And this is what we see in the NBA these days.
Yeah.
Teams getting up and down, shooting a bunch of threes. A lot of exchanges of the ball. It's a little harder to do it against Tasmania because they do take good control, take care of the ball. As Marshall just walks his way in. It was a little too easy, I think, for Brian Goorjian's liking.
7 points for Nick Marshall as a starter. He is now just behind Tiger Campbell. Kings trail by 9. Marshall got in the way of Suarez there. Team effort on the defensive end. JackJumpers get the ball back. Magnay got it when he wasn't expecting it and made the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, he's been really aggressive this season on the offensive end. And even in some of the games, really happy to let it fly from the three-point line. And that was another example of it. Suarez got to do a better job of preventing him from getting the ball. See Xavier Cooks comes in. Just gives a reminder to Will Magnay. Thought he travelled on that one, but Will having nothing of it. Just a conversation. But this is the small ball that the Sydney Kings are going to play a lot of. And you look at Xavier Cooks, he's basically playing as a 5-man with this lineup on the floor.
It's a polarising lineup, this one. There are some who think that it's great, and there are some Sydney fans who don't like the looks of Xavier Cooks at the 5. They want him at the 4.
Yeah, I don't mind it, right, because he's so versatile, and on the defensive end, it allows you to switch virtually everything. And he's such an elite rebounder. And Magnay comes out of the game, so hasn't really been punished in a one-on-one situation in the half court when they go to this small lineup.
See the curls of Will Magnay. Ariana Prater's found a real love for Will Magnay's hair in the pre-game. We'll get back to the gang very shortly. 21-9 at MyState Bank Arena.
So this is interesting that the JackJumpers decided to go like for like. They've decided to go small as well, rather than trying to throw in another big. Hello.
Kawhi Noy down the lane. Here's TJ Starks in tonight for his first minutes, an injury replacement player for David Johnson, who we still believe is a couple of weeks away. It's been more than handy. Oh, that's a wild one for Richards.
Yes, that's right.
That's an air ball.
Well, he's come in and played a lot of minutes. There it is. Not with the sort of authority that we'd like to see. Just sort of a PP dunk. Just a little one.
Just a little.
Yeah, let's drop it in there. Oh my, that's back-to-back air balls for the Jackies.
That wouldn't have hit a second ring.
No, that was way long.
Noy lost the handle, got it back, and still scores. Try telling Kawatnoy he can't score.
Well, that's right. And with Magnay out of the game and just able to dominate around the rim, don't have that same level of rim protection.
Sam, just let him know Quoll and Zimmick off the ball.
So it's a different look. When you're going to give Magnay some rest, they are in a similar situation to the Kings, that it's an area where they may be a little bit vulnerable, and they go to their small ball as well.
4 of their 5 starters on the bench right now for Tasmania, and no one on the court at the moment has scored. Trimick slipped over. Got it back to Bannon. 3 seconds on the clock. Someone has to shoot it. Starks is up for the challenge.
He is a high quality player that would be a major impact player in this league, but he's only here on a temporary basis. He's going to continue taking his talents to China, where he's been in the past. But what a pickup by the JackJumpers as an interim guy.
You can't help but wonder, though, whether this name will be written down on a few whiteboards for next season. Now, the China money is good money.
Well, Josh King,
as you well know, you've certainly furnished your house off the back of it for a long time.
Yeah, Josh King from the Phoenix, he said that, hey, they've had a look at him, trying to get him, but he's in another price bracket when you're playing in China. And there's no doubt he's a high-quality player.
Cooks up top for Dellavedova. Desperate for a 3-ball to go down. He was 0 of 12 for the season before that went.
Yeah. Caught that in rhythm. Looked good. Wide open one for Delhi.
Trimick with the response for the JackJumpers, who are 6 of 11 from beyond the arc in this opening quarter.
Yeah, they're torching him from the 3-point line.
For a team that are just a modest 30% for the season from deep, this is some really, really nice shooting for the JJs back in their home gym tonight. Starks isolates Bull Quoll. Not sure that Richards was supposed to take that out of his hands, but Kings with some work to do. Kawatnoy had a nice position in the paint. Tip in or count by any means necessary.
Well, March has got to do a better job of fronting. You can't have Noy that close to the rim. Oh, there's another defensive breakdown. And this time Ben Air, after a couple of wild shots, get an easy one to get himself going.
Shot clock and game clock in unison. Sydney Kings have got some serious conversations to have at quarter time. One last bucket would be nice. Turnover, not so good. Richards. They lead by 10 at quarter time, the Tasmania JackJumpers. 29-19. A blistering start on Wednesday Night Hoops. It is the Ignite Cup, all brought to you by Disney+.
Well, before we get to the second quarter, guys, I'm shooketh.
Oh, I mean, how fun was that? But also, for Tiger Campbell, he hit 3 straight threes and he subbed out of the game.
Where was the defense for the Sydney Kings? That's not going to work if they're going to play like that.
This is going to be a fun quarter.
Well, I'm excited to see if the Sydney Kings are able to pick back up during the second quarter. Jack, over to you.
Thank you very much, Ariana. Can't help but notice that popcorn bowl is a little bit more taken out of it than what we saw pre-game. I'm tipping that's Pete.
No, it's true. The defence, there were some times when it looked a little unorganised for the Sydney Kings, but that's what can happen when you're shooting the ball so quickly, as they were, as they get an easy one with Xavier Cooks down low. But when you're shooting it and shooting it as quickly as they are, sometimes it does put some pressure on you with your D-trans, your matchups aren't quite right, but in general, it's spot on. It was not a great defensive quarter, particularly from the three-point guard and the three-point line.
A little messy here from Starks. Swings to Ben Air. That's a beautiful pass. And Ben Air reciprocates. Steph Baumgartner, you're listening to Brian Goorjian at quarter time.
Well, to tell you what, the Tassie crowd is loud. Brian Goorjian was even louder. He is not a happy man. He was saying, we've got to guard, we've got to guard. We need to get those offensive rebounds and force Tasmania to the three-point line.
Yeah, they do. That was the obvious one, offensive foul on Ben Air. I don't think he meant it, just the swing of the arm. Cops Deli in the grill. Unintentional.
Does enjoy a bit of conflict though, Ben Air.
Yeah.
Let's take a little look.
Yeah, definitely no intent. Didn't even look like he was trying to push off, just normal running motion.
Is it a foul?
Yeah, not so sure.
Any less than that? 32-23. Galloway lines it up. He's shooting, he's getting better and better every time we see him.
Yeah, his confidence is growing. And for his size too, that's a big advantage when you get open. You only need to be half open and it can feel like a pretty comfortable shot because of his size.
He's flirted around the edges of the NBA, Jalen Galloway.
He's got NBA athleticism.
Sure does. Ben Air from deep. Leave him open at your peril.
Well, he's another one that is a good shooter, got the memory of a goldfish, threw up a wild air ball and a brick to start with, and now he goes back-to-back threes.
JackJumpers continue their hot form from outside. 8 of 14 for the night. Sydney, just 3 of 8. Not finding it as easy. Marshall took it inside and drew a foul.
And then you see the contrast. You saw it. They come out of the second quarter, get it through a bit of hands, throw it into Xavier Cooks, and it was like candy from a baby with a nice, easy shot. And then they don't go back to it. They get around. It's just some quick pull the trigger quickly on a couple of shots, and it's the way they want to play. They want to play that up-tempo, and sometimes you just scratch your head and think, well, why wouldn't you go back to that and see if that'll work a few more times?
Well, for those who have got Xavier Cooks in their Supercoach team, they would love for them to go back to that. It's a new format this season, brought to you by Choice Hotels. Weekly prizes, $5,000 cash, and of course some wonderful Choice Hotels gift vouchers as well. Scan that QR code, jump online and take on Damon Lowry, which shouldn't be that hard. 35-26. Still to come, double header. In the Hungry Jacks Ignite Cup, presented by Disney Plus, Perth and Brisbane. He's up next from RAC Arena. We heard pre-game, Jalen Adams will not start tonight for Brisbane.
I like it. From what we hear, it's just a bit of disciplinary action, just to make sure that he's bought into what they want to do and it can make a statement. I'm pretty sure he'll still get some time, but I know the team on the couches may be able to give us a bit more on that whole Jalen Adams situation, and I think we've got someone from inside, surely, Ariana.
Where?
Surely she can.
Just rolling.
Insider trading.
Just rolling under the bus.
Listen, no comment, Pete. What
Just rolling under the bus. Just rolling you under the
What
bus.
do you have to say about this?
Firstly, Gazy used to do that to coach.
Every
They
time,
used to
man.
coach together. Man, you can't just throw her under the bus. From what we understand, that Jalen Adams hasn't been up to the standard the Brisbane Bullets want, so they're going to have him off the bench. But for this game right now, and I've been wanting to say this, TJ Starks, where's the camera? Come on, just stay here, man. Just whatever it takes. China's great. I know the money's phenomenal from what I'm hearing. But we love you here in the NBL.
We have better food.
Just stay here, man.
There's a lot of money here too, buddy. You can go to China, but there's a lot of money over here.
Come on now.
Why not?
Everybody wants you. You're a fan favorite. You're
Don't
a bucket.
get greedy.
And if it's not this year, it'll be
Don't be
next
greedy.
year. If you want a 5-year deal, just call someone, get it done. We want to see TJ Stark stay.
Guys, quick question before we throw it back. Bryce Hamilton, he needs more minutes?
He needs more minutes. Get him in the game.
I'm still unsure about the substitutions. As I said, Tiger Campbell hit 3 straight threes and sat the rest of the quarter. He could call him off. We don't see him normally take 3 threes, let alone make 3 in a row.
Ross up 9 points.
What are you doing if you get taken off after 3 straight threes?
Man, it happens all the time. I'm playing with a guy named Gazy who's got the ball all the time. So.
Fair enough. That's different, man.
Jack, back to you.
35-26. What about Pete asking for a single shot and then it didn't come?
Yeah.
That was really awkward.
I think the high definition.
Like,
we
you're not
just-
getting a single, buddy.
The audience ain't ready to get every nook and cranny at his dishing up.
No, sir. Hamilton. He's whistled for a foul by Buchwald.
Well, they'd be happy with the offense, the JackJumpers. Just wild. 8 of 14 from the three-point line. That's exceptional. But they've been good down here as well on D. This is a potent offensive team, although they've had their problems, the Sydney Kings. There's an offensive foul. Perhaps a little aggressive, trying to set a screen.
So still a long way to go in the game, Drewy, but we sung the praises of Kendrick Davis after the Adelaide game. He's 0 of 4 to start this one. Just saw Andrew Bogut have a really animated one-on-one chat with him in the timeout. What happens next for him?
Well, certain players you worry about, but you know he's going to remain aggressive, and just, I think it's more with him just making sure that he doesn't ignore the fact of his other responsibilities. And yeah, like we mentioned, they've got some problems on the offensive end, and he can be a part of that solution, but gee, they've got a level of urgency they need to pick up on the defensive end.
It's tucked away in the corner here. Dellavedova running point. Suarez trying to muscle his way in on Magnay. Not an easy thing to do, but got him up in the air and won the battle.
Well, here's another one we're looking at playing time. He is having an exceptional season. 63% from the field, 12 points a game, almost 9 rebounds a game. And playing the 23 minutes, it's another one that he's been outstanding and clearly can dominate from the three-point line where he's been superb at 50% and down low.
Great to have him back in the league, Tim Suarez. Rebound by Drimmick. NBL champion when the Kings won it in 2023. Magnay takes it to him at the other end. It was probably the unsung hero of that championship team, Drew.
Yeah, it really looks like a no-nonsense guy. And there's your man, Davis. He missed an easy layup in the first quarter, but that time in traffic, pushing the tempo, which is clearly what they're all about this season, and makes a tough finish.
37-30 in the Tangerine timeout. This has been a good little run out of that last timeout by the Sydney Kings. They've managed to put themselves back into the contest, trailed by as much as 11 early in the second quarter, but now it's a much more manageable 7-point margin at the moment. Their leading scorer, Xavier Cooks, with 8. Jalen Galloway and Tim Suarez have 6 for the JackJumpers. Tiger Campbell has 9 and Ben Ayre has 8. And Steph Baumgartel has one of the stars of Australian basketball.
Well, you never know who you're going to find at an NBL match, and they've got WNBA rising star Ladder Smith in the house after a record-breaking season for you. Defensive Player of the Year. Has it all sunk in?
No, it has not. I got home like 4 days ago, and I'm still, it feels like living a dream right now.
First Australian to do it after Lauren Jackson as well. What does it mean to you to be named alongside an icon of Australian basketball?
I mean, it's an honour, you know, Lauren's the best of the best in terms of Australian basketball, so to have my name recorded along hers is just an honour, as I said.
Now, we know you've just gotten home, so no pressure here, but have you been watching the JackJumpers and what's impressed you?
I have. I've been watching, and I think the imports are really great this year, and I think they're carrying on that JackJumpers tradition of just being super gritty and fighting for Tasmania, and I think it's going to be a really fun season.
Thanks so much. Absolute superstar.
She is exactly that, Alana
yes.
Smith.
My goodness.
The definition of just working your backside off to get better. She was awesome this season.
No, she has been brilliant and a mainstay for the Opals as well. World Cup next year, which should be fun.
Should be a massive, massive part of that, no doubt. Great to see it tonight. JackJumpers need to come up with a response of their own here. Bannon can't retrieve that off the rim. Suarez can. Rebound number 4 to go with his 6 points, the Brazilian. Foul on Drimmick. Kendrick Davis made the last bucket before the timeout. Got aggressive there.
Yeah, and it's relentless by the Sydney Kings. No lead you feel real safe with because their tempo's so quick. They're going to give you a lot of touches with the way they play, but when they get on a roll, it can be a tough proposition.
Hamilton, Marshall, Campbell, Magnay, and Bannon on the floor for the JackJumpers. Davis, Galloway, Dellavedova, Suarez, and Qual for the Kings. Nick Marshall starting tonight, has played some good minutes. Tiger Campbell was the one that got things going, though, for Tasmania.
Just dried up a little bit.
Yeah.
For him. And still getting some decent looks. Sometimes just about putting the ball in the hole.
Galloway catch and shoot. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left before half-time. Foul will be on Dellavedova.
It was the official on the other side of the court that made the call. If we take a look at the replay. Yeah, it's both of them in the air. Bang, bang play.
Marshall inside for Magnay. Nice pass. Points will count.
Wow. Magnay, they're saying that before he went up to that shot, he created some space.
So behaviour warning on the Sydney Kings and Xavier Cooks. Speaking of Australian basketball and Australian women's basketball, a new era of the WNBL starts on Saturday at John Cain Arena. You can still get your tickets, WNBL.com.au for the season opener, the Southside Flyers versus the Caps. And then from there, as I mentioned, it is a brand new day and a new dawn for the WNBL.
It's going to be exciting, and Tassie will have a team next season, which will be great, but they are actually going to go back and have a look. You heard the official. They're going to take a look at the actions of Will Magnay.
And then he loses the ball because
Now, it's potential act of violence. I don't see it. To me, it was an extended elbow, and I don't think there's anything to see here. He goes up. Just no, I don't see anything in that at all.
No timeout yet. We're reviewing first, then he can make a decision.
In fact, I guess I'm not even sure there was a foul. There's a bit of contact, and to me, a bucket and play on, but they call the foul. It's going to send Magnay to the free throw line.
I wasn't sure at the time.
James Gregool, Damien Lyons, James Boyer, the 3 men in charge.
They must be seeing something else because it's taking a lot longer. Maybe we missed some other action. Because it seemed pretty straightforward.
As always, a sellout here at MyState Bank Arena. It is one of the toughest tickets in Australian sport. Wow.
It's on green 22. Unsportsmanlike foul, so
Will Magnay's face says it all.
Yes, and then we'll shoot elbow Magnay to your head. Yes. You got 2
Well, does it...
No bucket, right? No bucket. Hold on. No bucket.
Yeah, it's a good call if it's no bucket.
We still have the first foul that's in the act of shooting, and then we have a foul following.
No.
So it's just one shot. Correct. So you're shooting here, and then we're going down the other end.
But it's the same act, isn't it? It was the same act that they're saying is unsportsmanlike that they've called the foul against. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
So confirming that the basket counts. So the 39-30 score on screen is correct. And then after this, we will walk to the other end of the floor.
They say the act of violence came after the basket. So like I said, there might have been some action that we didn't see because it looked like the connection
must have been
Xavier Cooks. Yeah, we probably need further clarification.
Now this is becoming a big issue for Xavier Cooks, this spot on the court.
Well, if you're looking, you want to be critical. To me, the thing that he needs to do is get his tempo right. He misses 2 from there.
He's 3 of 18 for the season.
And what he's got to do...
And Burgers, by the way.
And Burgers. The starting point for him to fixing his shot is to making sure the tempo of each shot is exactly the same. Sometimes it looks like he's guiding it. Sometimes he shoots it a little bit quicker. There's a few other things you need to get to, but to me, that's a starting point. Make every single one the same tempo.
So it's more action than mental at the moment for him.
It's a bit of both.
Yeah.
I think right now it's probably more mental because the technique is not completely broken at all. There's certainly things that you want to improve, but not to the percentage that he's shooting. That's got to do also with what's going on between the ears.
Turnover magnate. Coach told me that your putting's a bit like that actually at the moment.
No, and it's a good example. It's just called the yips, and he certainly got him from the free throw line.
The scoring has really slowed down in this game, which I would imagine at this tempo and this pace and this style would suit the JackJumpers, would it not?
Yeah, well, you would think though, because they play at this pace more often, but it's not just the fact that they're not necessarily slow enough. They get it through hands. They take more time, but doesn't necessarily mean that they're not moving the ball.
Bannon crashes the glass. Almost had his pocket picked by Davis.
Yeah. And Bannon's had a tough time of it, and he's one that they want to try and get involved. He's only had the 3 field goal attempts. And this helps. When you're struggling from the field or struggling to get shots, you know, work your way to the free throw line, knock down a couple. That can do wonders for your confidence. Solid free throw shooter without being great this season at 63%.
Yeah. He's a plus 33 for the season, Josh Bannon. He's a positive impact for the JackJumpers on the floor. I guess the thing with him, Drew, he's played for Australia, he's threatened. It's all about fitness and health, isn't it? About just being out there for longer periods.
Just getting a little bit more reliable, particularly from the three-point line. He can shoot it 34% on the season, which is about average. And just trying to increase those little things a little bit more than what they currently are.
Part of that Asia Cup winning team, teammate of Will Magnays and Jalen Galloway, Xavier Cooks, who are all out there tonight. Takes it at his Aussie teammate and scores off the glass. The JackJumpers having a nice little period. Back to 11, which is an equal game-high lead for them. Kendrick Davis is 1 of 7 in this first half.
Yeah.
Campbell thought about it. Instead, defers to Hamilton. Let off for the Kings. Davis trying to be proactive. That's short. Cook's unsuccessful as well. Out for Suarez. They just need something to go down.
Davis, that was just a shot of a guy that's a little too anxious. Goes in there. When you're playing quick, you're worried when you give it up, you may not get it back, so you start to take some shots that are ill-advised.
Watch Malawatch out there for his first minutes. And turnover. Bannon up ahead. Only Suarez in front. Makes it a 13-point game. Sydney, the Jack Jumpers are on the march.
Yeah, again, for a team that's just been unbelievable at taking care of the ball this season. Only averaging a little over 6 a game. That is just phenomenal. Already got 6 in this one, and that puts them in an indefensible situation, as you saw on the Amy replay.
A minute 36 remaining before half-time, and right now the Jack Jumpers are looking very, very good.
Well, guys, we talked about this a little bit off camera. This game is feeling a little chippy. I think it all started with that Will Magnay play, but I'm expecting some elbows to be thrown.
The Will Magnay play, we'll have another look at it. Gazy hit the nail on the head. I don't mind the call. You're always going to be looked at if you make contact with somebody else's from the neck up, and he clearly does extend that there. That extra extension with the left arm from that helps him up afterwards. So I'm okay with, if you're going to call that an unsportsmanlike foul, which they did, but then the shot and everything happens after, surely that gets wiped because that's the foul, right?
I'm from old school, man. That doesn't look like a foul to me. He looked like he's just playing natural basketball. He helped him up. Clearly, he wasn't trying to hurt him. I don't know what to call on this one.
I mean, they've called it unsportsmanlike, but then I understand what Gazy's saying is he's saying that there, that, okay, you've elbowed, but after that, then it should wipe anything that follows that.
Yeah, I agree.
And not have the free throws still. So I'm a bit confused. You can't have one, you can't have the other. I guess it's like that old El Paso
Gazy
commercial.
and Leonard both from the School of Hard Knocks.
There you go.
I like it. I like it too. Let's see what happens, Jack.
Your taco joke got missed, Pete. Oh, I didn't mind it, actually. I thought it was good.
And I'm not sure. I think he's got another one on the way. He's got the kid. I don't know whether the 6s and 7s he can roll with that. That's more the young folk.
Oh, you're six?
He was 6s and 7s.
How do you even know what that is?
No, I'm up to date with everything that's going on around here with the youngsters.
My 9-year-old came home from school the other day and said, 6, 7. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't even know what it means.
No, I just saw it on TikTok. Also learned how to cook off TikTok. Suarez, nice move on Magnay.
Everything just feels like it's so forced for the Sydney Kings. That's a shot that Suarez can make. You know, nothing wrong with it, but it's just nothing's coming real easy.
Bannon from the elbow. That's short. Magnay cleans it up. Is that a pass?
Was it a pass? He might have tried to pull that shot back because he saw Magnay at the last minute. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but Magnay goes up and stuffs it in with the 2 hands. Nice finish by Magnay.
And they have scored the last 8 points in the game here, the Jack Jumpers.
Another force, Jack. It's one-on-one, it's forced, it's penetrate, get to the paint. Now, they were getting a lot easier looks against the Adelaide 36ers, but the Jack Jumpers have done a better job of contesting. Oh, my.
Campbell from the car park makes it an 18-point lead.
32 points for this Sydney Kings roster. It's hard to believe.
They are a long way off the team that went to Adelaide last week and did a number on the 36ers. The tables have turned big time here. Cook's floater doesn't go. Campbell throws up a prayer. What a performance from the Tasmania Jack Jumpers in the opening half in the Ignite Cup. 50-32, they lead over the Sydney Kings. They have been excellent.
Yeah, at both ends of the floor. The Jack Jumpers had a little lull offensively, but they were able to have a timeout. They dig in, find a way to get their offense ticking over, but most importantly, holding the Sydney Kings to 32 points in a half of basketball.
Let's get over to Steph.
Thanks, Jack. I've got Tiger Campbell with me. Tiger, you came out absolutely firing to get this game started. What are you liking out here?
We're just moving the ball, getting good shots, and I think just the energy of the crowd is helping us. It's like we got more players playing.
It's a really pacey match. How do you keep that momentum up for the rest of the game?
We just can't get complacent. Every quarter, we're just focusing on those 10 minutes in that quarter and just playing the best and as hard as we can during that.
Thanks, good luck.
Great interview, Steph. Guys, the biggest question that I have from that first half, we just saw the Sydney Kings play some of the best defense that we have seen in the NBL all season. Now they're down 18. Tasmania just seems like they're having their way.
hold on, I need a Coca-Cola after that. I was transfixed on that. Yeah, that was fantastic. The shooting as well from Tassie, but really locking up defensively. We'll break it down after this break because there's just so much to like. It's so much to like.
And Sydney, the offense of Sydney, I don't like, man. It's one pass, one shot, and then when they miss, Tasmania running down.
It's hard to go down to Tassie and play if you're not prepared. If you don't come out and throw a first punch, they're going to get it, and they're going to get a jump on you, and they've done that. Campbell's been awesome, but their defense, you hold a high-powered Sydney team to 32 points in our first half. Yeah. Oh, you're doing pretty well.
Another hot topic, KD, only 2 points, but we'll get into all that after this quick break. Tasmania JackJumpers down by 18 at the half. I cannot believe my eyes, guys, but the biggest talking point from that first half is KD. We literally talked about it pregame. Will he stay on fire after that game in Adelaide? What's going on? He's 1 of 6, 1 of 8. Now, for me, I feel like he should shoot even more to try to get himself going, or what do you do in this situation?
Now, this is very similar to what we saw when the Sydney Kings did this to Adelaide and took Bryce Cotton out of it. Who is their secondary playmaker? Now, you're going to say Delhi, but I'm talking playmaker, not leader, not floor general, not facilitator. Who is the one who's going to not just score, but make plays for themselves and others when KD's either taken out of it or struggling from the field, which he's doing both in this first half?
He is, but look, I think it's the offense. Sydney's offense is terrible. They're coming down one pass, one shot. There's no continuity. Nobody's playing together here. It's either I can take my man, and if I miss, Tasmania are running back out. Do not getting them the shots. 1 for 8 is not enough shots, you're right, because if they're going to win, he has to get going.
Yeah, the Blackmore stats, they aren't great from Kendrick Davis. But this is what separates championship teams from the rest of the pack by season's end. You're having the nights where you struggle to score. Can you defend? If we can't score, if we can't throw it in the ocean, the opposition's not scoring either. They are leaking points at a high rate. So this right now from Sydney is an alarm bells.
That's the key right there. Shots aren't falling and they are not playing defense. But let's head over to Perth. Damian Martin, Lockie Reed, what's happening?
Hey, Ariana, how you going? Hey, just before we get stuck into this game, now I am the journo that I break stories around this town. This guy here, Ariana, he's stolen my thunder. He comes over to me and goes, mate, I've got a big story to break right now. So what's your story, mate?
It's taken me 6 years in the media, but I can finally break a story, being the one that Jalen Adams won't start tonight for the Brisbane Bullets. There's some disciplinary action taken. Nothing major, but enough for him to be benched tonight at the start of the game. And credit to the Bullets. He, Stu Lash, they've spoken. It's enough to warrant coming off the bench. It'll send a message to the remainder of the group saying this is the standards we have, and those standards will develop their culture. So I'm all for it, but I expect Jalen Adams to respond once he does sub into the game.
And tell us about how they will respond. I mean, they're coming up against Perth Wildcats, who are on a bit of a roll at the moment.
Well, if there's one player who loves playing at RAC Arena, it's Casey Prather. He is an absolute superstar of the league, and none better than when he's out here, out west, playing against his former team in the Perth Wildcats. So I'm expecting everyone to step up, but Casey to be their go-to man tonight.
And just in terms of the Perth Wildcats, what are you thinking about their performances to date, and what will they turn on tonight?
Oh, JLA, he's everything they'd hope for and more. I don't know how they're going to stop him. Harrison's one of the better bigs in the league, so that's a good matchup. But in saying that, they'll keep rolling the ball into JLA, and they're hoping to see more out of Mason Jones. So can tonight be that turning point for Mason? The Wildcats are winning, but he's still far from his best.
Ariana, I'm the journo. Just when you go during the week, this is ridiculous.
Damo, I know it's daylight savings, you're 3 hours behind over there, but we broke that 2 hours ago in the pre-game, mate. Where have you been?
I should have known he was setting me up, because he's like, no, you tell it. And he had a bit of a smirk on his face. I've been walking with a pep in my step going, tonight's the night. You brought me back to reality.
No, you did really well. That was really well presented. Well done. Congratulations.
Well, I love those Ignite Cup microphones that you guys have. This is a great start to the Ignite Cup. I can't wait to break it down even more after this quick break.
That turn right up by Steph Arena. Where was
Sensational half a basketball by the Tasmania JackJumpers. They lead 50-32. Tiger Campbell, the star of the first half, with 12 points.
Yeah, he came out and set the tone and got it going. And like, whether it's defense or D-trans, whatever it may be, it can be infectious when you see your teammates excelling at that. And it certainly was that for the JackJumpers in that first quarter. And he led the way. He can shoot it from the deep, and he got him going. A good start to him, 12 points, 4 of 8 from the field, but that 4 of 6 from the three-point line was the most damaging, and they didn't guard him. You know, he's had some problems from the field, like I said, but he's still at 36% on the season from 3, but they were almost, seemed like they were short closeouts and really not putting the pressure that we'd normally expect.
Kings have got some work to do, no question about that. Here's Steph with Sean Bruce.
All right, I've got Sean Bruce with me. Sean, you've got one half to turn it around now. How do you do it?
Yeah, just chip away this quarter, get some stops, and get our offense flowing from there.
What was the message from Gorge to get it back to Kings basketball?
Just that, get some stops so we can run. Yeah.
Short and sharp from the Kings captain.
Yeah.
That might set a record for the quickest interview of the year.
Yep, he obviously concerned. 18-point lead by the JackJumpers, and in fact it created a bit of history. 18 points is the biggest halftime lead that JackJumpers have ever had in a game, and that's 138th game played. Wow. There you go. So
you were busy at halftime.
Oh, it's not just a suburb.
No, it is not just a suburb.
In the eastern world.
Dellavedova needs to get going. That's a pretty positive start for him.
Well, it is. It's a made basket, but they're the types of shots. Even that was a pretty tough one, getting into the paint on a no-pass offense.
They scored the last 11 points heading to halftime, the JackJumpers. They've done a reasonable job of keeping Bryce Hamilton under control for now. Magnay rolls to the basket. Kendrick Davis puts his head down, gets from one end to the other. 1 of 9 in the game.
And you see the difference. Like, if you're playing for the JackJumpers, you know you're more than likely, as Marshall just plays bully ball, gets to the rim. And that's too easy for Suarez. We're talking about his minutes, and I know he's a little conscious of fouls, but he's got to do a better job. But if you're in the JackJumpers offense, you might get 2, possibly 3 touches every possession. Whereas here, for the way the Kings have been playing, it's if you get in a possession and you pass it, it's highly unlikely that thing's coming back.
So for a guy like Kendrick Davis, do you think that's in his mind at the moment? You said in the first half he looks anxious.
He does, and that's because if he gives it up in the half court, highly unlikely it's coming back to him. So he knows when he gets that touch that he's going to have to try and create something for himself. Because he's not going to get it back.
That's as good as it's looked all night.
Good action. And it was a punishment for the defense that the JackJumpers are using, that hard show. So it was like the hockey assist. And good action.
Very nearly missed the dunk, though. That would have been suboptimal. Campbell denied. Scraps cleaned up by Marshall. Campbell relocates. He's having a night.
Oh, word, it bounced his way. Missed one around the rim. And again, it's Nick Marshall. And he's been rewarded with the starting spot tonight. And you can see why. The hustle plays, the extra possession. And that's back-to-back by Delhi with a tough one around in the paint.
He looks like he's going to try and take this on himself, Matthew Dellavedova.
They all look like that. They all look like that, Jack. That's the issue. And there's the Marshall with the recovery. And they're the tougher ones to defend. Late closeout by Delhi.
Kawatnoy back in. Didn't have a huge influence on the first half. 5 points in just 5 minutes. The reigning 6th man of the year. Campbell well and truly on top in this individual battle that he's having with Kendrick Davis. They swing to Marshall.
Great ball movement.
Galloway steps back for 3. He is feeling really good. So it's 14 the difference. 19 was the biggest lead for Tasmania just a couple of minutes ago. JackJumpers continue to swing the ball. It's worked for them all night long. Still to come, Perth and Brisbane from RAC Arena up next. What about Damien Martin, Drewy, trying to play the role of the newsbreaker, telling us that Jalen Adams won't start?
Well, look, he was a little late, but...
he's also about to tell us, Damo, that Australia are going to convert from pounds and shillings.
Is that right?
He's also going to tell us that Sydney have won the 2000 Olympics, right? And that there's a young lady from Pennsylvania named Taylor Allison Swift who might be all right. He's going to tell us all of that.
No, don't do my boy Damo like that. Just out there pounding the pavement, just a little late.
Oh, God love him.
Hamilton. And I like the fact that they go to Hamilton. And Brian Goorjian, well, he needs to be careful. He wants to get his money's worth, but if he gets another one, he's going to have to watch the game from the change rooms.
Well, they've already had a bench warning, so hence the tech.
So he just needs to be a little cautious. I think he thought that Hamilton might have hooked on that last drive. Tiger Campbell can't make him pay.
Brian's fuse has been ignited somewhat. You can jump on, scan that QR code every week. New offers, tickets, merch, discount offers, you name it, it's all there. Suarez, nice find underneath, and then Noy fumbles. It's been that sort of night for Sydney.
No, and it was the absolute right play. Again, another well-executed action that probably the two best actions we've seen in the Sydney Kings have come in this second half, and they just fumbled the pass.
Tiger Campbell, that was smart. Knocks it back to the advantage of first Hamilton, and now Bannon spins and scores.
That's their attempt to play quick. It's cost them another turnover.
So that's 8 for the game, but it's more than the method, isn't it? It's the way that they're turning the ball over.
Yeah, that last one was just trying to play at a pace. Now, this is the one we'll talk about the substitutions and their rotations. Galloway, he's knocked down one. He gets an early spell. It's not uncommon when you're trying to play at this pace that you sub by the clock. And I don't like it.
Nice take from Kawat Noy. They need more of that from him. They need more of that collectively. They are 16 points in arrears tonight at MyState Bank Arena. This well-drilled, systematic Tasmania team have come in and executed a game plan to perfection so far.
They should shoot it.
Campbell gets it away. Davis up ahead. Perfect pass for Suarez. Tim Suarez now has 12 points to go with his 5 rebounds. The only Sydney Kings player in double figures. Bannon scores.
Bannon's crafty. Gets to the rim. And it's like a half Euro step to get around Noy, and then the foul is an obvious one. Frustrating to play the JackJumpers when you give up a lead. Because they're going to make you play defense most of the time, 16 seconds plus on every possession. It's hard to get that rhythm and get that momentum when you're playing against a team that's using the ball. But have a look. These Indigenous uniforms.
Yeah. How good do they look?
Every year, they just keep getting better and better. And again, we've got the Indigenous rounds coming up.
You can check it out, NBLstore.com. Scan that QR code that was on the screen as well. They look phenomenal. I know we say this every year, but They look amazing this year.
To a point where I'd like to see some of them wear them more often.
Yeah.
That's a big one for Davis. They need to find a way, well, he needs to find a way to get himself going.
His second field goal of the game, Kendrick Davis. Off the back of 22 points on 9 of 16 shooting last Saturday. Much tougher going for him tonight. Beautiful inside. Hamilton for Bannon. This Tasmanian version of Josh Bannon looks really, really good right now.
Oh, absolutely. He's a huge pickup for the JackJumpers.
Davis with a difficult mid-range jumper.
Even there, there's an example. They get the switch they want. So they got Bannon on Davis. And that time, Davis just settles for the tough mid-range against a long body.
Xavier Cook's back in. Tim Suarez sits out. This is Sydney's second Ignite Cup game last weekend, or last Wednesday, I should say. They played Melbourne at Kudos Bank Arena, lost by 14 points there, and only won one quarter. A reminder here in the Ignite Cup, every quarter results in a point. If you win the game, that's 3 points as well, so a maximum of 7 that you can take from any game.
Well, based on last week's one, they're going to need a remarkable turnaround to keep themselves in the hunt.
$400,000 prize money up for grabs.
That's a decent incentive.
It is. There's the quarter-by-quarter breakdown. They've won both clearly so far, the JackJumpers. Hence the score, the way that it is. And the other nice part of the Ignite Cup, Gazy, obviously more games, Wednesday night hoops, but a February 22 final on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's, I think we're available for that one.
Absolutely we are. And I reckon a lot of talk about expansion. Gold Coast there got a beautiful facility.
They sure do.
Only going to get better as well. I think there's some other developments going on, so that'd be nice to have just a one-off game there.
And the worry, if you talk about being available, the worry is probably for Felix von Hoff, because if you give the chair up, you're not getting that chair back, and Ariana might not give that chair back after tonight. Much classier upgrade tonight. Great to have Ariana with us.
Having said that, Felix is doing an outstanding job.
He's forgotten about us. Starks from deep.
On the news, the morning news.
And Cook's trying to get himself going as well. He's 8 points on 4 of 6. Delvedova muscles in, he can't score. And then Cooks, watch that slip out of his hands, which from our position looked like it was last touch Sydney, but
it might have got away with a nudge on Magnate on the rebounding contest as well.
Delvedova short. Anthony Drimmick on the floor with Starks, Air, Richards and Magnate. Bruce Delvedova, Cooks, Malawatch and Qualt for the Kings. Here is Bull Qualt.
The JackJumpers have had control of this game for the entire contest, but just this last couple of minutes here, the types of buckets you need to make when you're playing catch-up, but I certainly wouldn't be feeling overly safe if I was the JackJumpers. You'd be feeling very confident.
Similar to the second quarter, their scoring's just slowed down a little bit, Tasmania. Sydney haven't been able to cash in, though. Final 2 minutes of quarter number 3.
That's just terrible. They run their 77 play, which is a double screen up top, and just a complete breakdown off a pretty simple play.
66-47, the JackJumpers continue their dominance tonight.
It's taking me a little while to do this math. I'm trying to carry down 19. The Sydney Kings. I think you have to believe in yourself in order to try to get back into this game. But like Gazy said, I think you have to take it step by step. It might be a little too forced.
Well, it's going to be tough now, but I mean, give a lot of credit to the JackJumpers. And Will Magnay the last few possessions, we've seen why he's so elite defensively. Walls up, alters shots, doesn't foul. He's unbelievable rim protector. And then the other end, we talked about it, with KD's not firing. I mean, it's Delhi. He's trying to take it on himself, but it's just not happening.
Sydney looked terrible on offense, and they looked terrible on defense. Let's not sugarcoat it. You got to play better than this if you think you're going to get
You're about ready to go home.
No, I'm going home after this one.
Oh, you're not hanging around?
No, sir.
Now, with KD not being as aggressive offensively, you said it, Delhi's trying to take on that role. Who else has to step up for them?
I mean, Jalen Gallo, when he was on, I think he's someone who can spark it a bit more. He's got that athleticism, but it's got to be also Kendrick Davis, right? I know he has struggled, but you've got to try and free him up. Do a little bit more to make his life easier. It's not going to be. Tasmania are hounding him. But I know Delhi's trying. Xavier Cooks, they've put him into positions. But again, they're rolling through guys too. When you keep over-rotating, it can be hard to find.
Flores was good early. Get him the ball. He's confident. He's shooting the ball well. But you know what? Tazzy, you're controlling the tempo. And when you control the tempo, I don't care what Sydney you're doing, it's not working.
Well, KD just checked back into the ball game, so let's see what he does.
And again, we've just got an update that there's been a tech on Will Magnay, and he's been tossed out because he had the unsportsmanlike foul. It's not like the NBA where you can have flagrant. So Will Magnay is going to get an early shower here for a technical. And again, going back to the unsportsmanlike, whether you like it or not, an elbow to the face is probably going to get
This is the momentum boost that the Sydney Kings need. You see Tasmania now, Will's gone. The paint's a little bit more open. Let's see what they do with it.
Let's have a look at what he's done here. So he's just talking to the referee. Oh, he's just got to be smarter than that. He's a leader and a veteran. Knowing you've had an unsportsmanlike, that's not good.
Sydney Kings have to use this momentum to their advantage.
Well, we'll see.
Well, here's an interesting change in the game.
Well, that could be an important decision.
And on the very next possession, Kendrick Davis knocks one down.
Yeah, and they come with the pressure, the double team, and that's going to be a violation. Oh no, they say it was deflected. Hang on, didn't he get over the centre line? They've called an 8-second violation.
Yeah.
It looked like he crossed it. Now, I think it probably is a backcourt violation unless it was deflected. But have a look at this. He got over. He's over. There it is there. No, it's going to be an over and back anyway.
It certainly can't be 8 seconds.
No, it's not. So it's their ball regardless, but they did call an 8-second violation.
Tasmania ball.
Tasmania ball?
The ball, yeah, Sydney touched it.
Sydney touched it.
Green ball. Yes, the clock will stay.
We might have another look at that.
Wow, I did not see a touch.
Ryan, here we go. What happened is the ball touched the front court, so they get a new 8 seconds.
Here's the explanation from
James
James
it's going to be a
McGould.
backcourt violation. I get that. Okay, we made a mistake on the 8-second violation, but then he's passed it in the backcourt and they were going to retrieve his over and back.
It's a couple of puzzling ones tonight.
Well, maybe we missed something, Jack.
We don't miss much. Late shot clock here for the Kings. Starks has got to shoot. So Sydney with the last score. Will Magnay ejected. And now Kendrick Davis trying to make things happen. Stripped by Ben Air.
Starks has only played the 9.5 minutes. And Tiger Campbell's been shooting it well. That's one of the explanations, but also the fact that they know he's only here for a short period of time. Great pick and roll. Good find by Starks.
So he's part of that logic because, as you said, there was a game a couple of weeks ago where Starks maybe should have played more down the stretch.
Well, down the stretch against Adelaide, I thought that there was...
Is a part of that logic that Scott Roth won't want the team to get too familiar or too comfortable
I think a little bit of that.
With TJ Starks?
There is a little bit of that. We know against the Brisbane Bullets, when they got that close-fought win on the road, he played a lot, had 18 points and was exceptional in that game. And Campbell, for big chunks of that game, down the stretch in the important game, sat. And we mentioned it at the time that you got to be careful, because you don't want to hurt the confidence of the guy that's going to be there for the entire season. So finding that balance, but it's a beautiful problem to have when you've got such a high-quality player like Starks.
Well, David Johnson's still 2 to 3 weeks away with a calf injury. We only saw him for 2 games, but looked very, very good. Averaged 17 points in his 2 outings, and now Sydney don't get it over in time either.
Yeah, Johnson looked like a keeper. He was just a beautiful, beautiful shooting technique. Played poise, played within the system.
Just trying to hustle the game along. I didn't snatch it. I'm trying to talk to you nicely here, KD, okay? Okay, 20 parts front court, we've got 14 seconds.
There's frustration clearly going on.
Ariana said it earlier, this is their chance, Sydney. And they're letting it slip away. Kobe Williamson out there finds Anthony Drimmick. That does a lap of Tasmania and jumps out.
It's going to stay with the JackJumpers. Malawatch was out of bounds when he jumped back in, so Jackie's kicked the ball.
Ben Air has been a significant contributor off the bench tonight. He's dribbling the shot clock all the way down. And scores over the top of Kendrick Davis.
He's a scorer. Comes in, super aggressive, knows his role. Brian Gorgon. Davis wants a review, but it's not uncommon for Davis to be asking for a review. Here it is here, the step back hits him on the elbow, and good thing he doesn't review. Just a little touch, but you can't do that. We missed it that time, but a little touch on the elbow.
10 points for Ben Air in 11 minutes. Plus 11 for the game. The Kings are staring down the barrel of a big, big 3/4 time deficit. Starks closed down by Qual. .3 seconds left on the game clock. An important defensive play from Bull Qual.
It's really on the tap, 0.3 of a second. Not enough time to catch and shoot. They're checking the time, see if they might be able to add a little more on.
Matthew Dellavedova watches on.
Very good defense.
7 points, 3 assists. Certainly tried his hardest as always, Dally. There's Scott Roth, who has engineered Tasmania to a 3-2 start.
Okay, when we start, yeah? Wait for the whistle. Wait for the whistle.
Just checking the clock.
No time left. 3/4 time.
So time, after all of that, has in fact expired. All that for nothing. 69 to 50.
Well, another quarter win that the JackJumpers get.
Yes, sir. They lead by 19. 3/4 time. This is the Ignite Cup on Disney Plus. Stick with us. Final quarter is up next.
$500 cash. Easy as that. We're going to count them in, Tassie. Let's go in 3, 2,
mattress if you practice? Just easy going, just win. Just win, that was a great effort. Right, 5 minute about taking a split. Oh, we'll probably go to Kaz. All right, there we go. The lads, all thanks to my state bank. Line to win. $500 you winning. Congratulations. Give it up for these boys.
All right, Evans, if you want your shot at winning on a game day, it's simple. Become a My State Bank customer for your chance to win this season, plus other amazing offers. Visit mystate.com.au/JackJumpers to find out more.
Fourth quarter action coming to you next, but first we have to break down a little bit. First things first, actually, do you believe that there is still hope?
In this game?
In this game.
No, in the Ignite Cup, maybe, but this game is well and truly over. They can win a quarter here, they can get a point, and they can move on a little bit closer to that.
I think, though, when you lose Magnay, you think maybe there's a little bit of hope. But Sydney just aren't good on the offensive end, and they're giving away too many easy baskets on the defensive end, so that's going to hurt them. They got to start playing with some confidence and get the right guys the ball to score.
Guys, and watching the game, I really feel like I just don't feel the same energy. Really, after that Adelaide game, I said maybe I chose the wrong team to win the championship this year, but I just don't see the same energy, pep in their step that I would have expected.
Well, I mentioned earlier, I haven't seen the defense, right? They haven't been able to get stops at crucial times when their scoring has struggled, but I did not expect an offensive loaded talent like this Sydney team to struggle this much.
Now, we talk a lot about KD only being 3 of 14 on the night, but what about Xavier Cooks? I also would have expected a little bit more out of him as well.
He's someone that I'd like to see a little bit more what we saw there. Put the ball in his hands, let him play the point. He's a point forward. He's a crafty guy.
Well, look, he's shutting the ball well. He's 5 for 8 from the field. His problem is, I think he's worried about if he has the ball in his hands too much, he's got to go to that free throw line, and he's not very good at the free throw line.
Well, let's send it back to the big dogs, Jack Heffernan.
Oh, big dogs.
I think she's talking about you, Drew. You're the big dog. I'm just the chihuahua.
No, the point they're making are great is when the Sydney Kings go and review this, they'll review the shots that they're getting. And some of them in isolation, you go, not too bad. A little run now for the Sydney Kings, but overall, it's just the time of when they're shooting it, how they're creating shots. It's very individual. There's not a lot of team concepts going on a lot of their possessions.
Bannon for Drimmick. Quick release 3, whereas the JackJumpers, you'd say, would be the opposite of that.
You can see what they try to do, the different phases. They get through, they got their initial stage, and this is what it is for the Sydney Kings, and it can be effective when your defense break down. Spread the floor, get to the rim, individual skill, someone helps kick it, shoot a 3. Whereas the JackJumpers will go through their stuff, a little bit of Princeton offense, they're playing out of the elbows, and you can see how they structure a shot.
69-56, 7:48 remaining. Wow.
It's a 13-point game.
Not out of it.
Well, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, do whatever you have to do because we have more Ignite Cup action after this. The Brisbane Bullets, Perth Wildcats. Look at CP walking into the building. What do you guys have to say about this matchup?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Brisbane backs against the wall. Let's see what they can handle. But I'm worried I've jinxed the Jackies here as well, Copes.
Let's see if J.A. can come in off the bench and give him a fight.
You'll be comfortable at home.
100%.
On the rocking chair, just kicking back.
Rocking chair.
Guys, it's a 12-point ball game.
I take full responsibility of this if it's a comeback. That's on me, Gazy.
Jack.
Wow, all of a sudden.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bold by Pete just completely dismissing the Kings' chance to win this game. And this is, just get to it. What they've done is made it a little bit more nervous now for the JackJumpers.
Hamilton with a tough step back. Offensive rebound, Bannon. Bryce Hamilton just 7 points for the night. No Will Magnay, if you have just joined us, has been ejected from the game. Suarez came in and denied Drimmick. Has to shoot with limited time on the clock. Sydney are lifting here.
Well, they are. And for whatever reason, the JackJumpers have dried up with their offense.
Davis demanded to get the ball back into his hands.
Now, that's what he did. He had Bannon on him. That's what I was talking about earlier on. When they get that switch, rather than just setting for the mid-range, settling for the mid-range shot, that time attack, put some pressure on Bannon, and he works his way to the free throw line. Just a nervous moment here for the JackJumpers.
Biggest lead in the game was 19 for Tasmania.
Davis has this season been an 87% free throw shooter. 81 across his career in the NBL.
6 minutes and 51 seconds left. Still plenty of time for the Kings to make a really good run at this. Campbell guarded by Davis. Bannon got Cooks up in the air. They desperately needed that.
Yeah, good play by Bannon.
Their first points of this fourth term, Tasmania. Dellavedova left alone, doesn't hurt them.
I don't think that's the shot at that time. And look what it leads to. Delhi's had all sorts of problems now. I know this season from the three-point line. And at this stage, down 13, being able to get a little momentum. He's open, but a lot of the time there's a reason he's open right now. I did notice the NBL put out on their social some highlights of Matthew Dellavedova going back over his career in the NBA. And for those that study the art of shooting, would clearly in that vision have been able to see some of the subtleties in his shooting technique. And to his credit, he's tried to constantly work on his shot and his technique. But back in those Cleveland Cavaliers days and some of those NBA days, the stroke did look a little better than it currently looks.
The JackJumpers have settled. It's a more manageable 15-point lead that they enjoy. Perth and Brisbane up next in the Hungry Jacks Ignite Cup, presented by Disney+. That'll help Sydney's cause. Cooks with an and one.
He's not going to go away, Xavier Cooks. He's up 12 points, 6 of 9 from the field. Got the 5 boards. He's a constant worker.
But this part of his game has been the challenge. This is another one. 3 of 16 for the season coming into tonight. 0 of 3 for the evening.
3 of 19.
Time for Hamilton to step up. He's 3 balls deep. Watch Malawatch grab that rebound and ripped it from one end to the other. He thought he was fouled. No whistle forthcoming. Hamilton coast to coast.
That's the difference. At one end, similar type shots. At one end, Hamilton's able to make it. Kings, well, now it's just shoot and hope.
Marshall thought about it. The JackJumpers, so well drilled, they know better.
Foul on the pass out.
Are they... Here's the Amy replay. Assuming that Tasmania win tonight, Drew, they go to 4-2.
Yeah.
Timeout called by the Sydney Kings.
No, they've been impressive.
Are they better than what you thought they would be?
Well, there's always a little uncertainty when you see that a team that's bringing in 3 new imports, and they've won the import lottery. They've been good, and they've got to maintain it. But so yeah, on that basis, they are a little better than I thought, because the talent has proven to be that, and they've gelled. They've bought in to the JackJumpers system.
75-60, 5 minutes remaining, and Steph has got, well, one of the biggest names of Tasmanian sport right now.
Absolutely. We are just athlete spotting here in Hobart. I've got Bo Webster, Australian all-rounder here with me. Bo, where does your love of hoops come from? Did you play as a junior? You've certainly got the height for it.
I'd like to say I played a little bit, but unfortunately, no. Maybe a little bit of C grade here and there, but no, I was always footy in the winter and cricket in the summer.
We'd love to see you out there for Australia. You are carrying a bit of an injury at the moment. Tell us how your ankle's going.
No, it's okay. Just nursing a little bit of a sprained ankle at the moment. I should be back in the next Shield game, in preparation for the Ashes.
Thanks, Bo. We're hoping to see you out there for the Ashes, and we wish you all the best.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.
A little bit disappointing.
You guys, it's a little bit disheartening because when it was a 13-point game, I still think 15 points, I still think that they have a chance to win if they take the right shots.
Oh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. And I mean, Gazy was talking about it before with Cooks at the line being all between the ears. I like the way he spoke to John Casey last week about it. But are we concerned now? He missed 3 in this game. How concerned are we going forward? I know it's all mental.
I got to ask a question. Gazy's the expert. Gazy, tell me, what does Cooks need to do to fix that free throw?
Well, like I said earlier on, I think it starts with the tempo and trying to make him beat every single shot. You got to repeat it. It's got to be exactly the same every time. Now, there's some kinks in his technique. I don't know whether you're trying to, what we've seen in the past with go Richie Cunningham style and the bucket shot. But right now, at 3 of 19, I dare say he probably would have done better using that technique.
Fine in years gone by, in terms of just, 50-60%, but now you kind of see those possessions where he's staying away from it. He doesn't want to get fouled.
And if I'm the opposition coach, I'm going to foul him every time. I'm not going to let him get a layup. I'm going to put him to the line.
Kawanoy. His 3 ball is off the front. There's Xavier Cooks, as Drew said, he won't go away. He's now in the Tasmania bench, Xavier Cooks.
Well,
sat on Brent Costello's lap for a second.
They had a good 3-point shooting night against the Adelaide 36ers. But up against the JackJumpers, who have done an outstanding job of guarding teams from the 3-point line. They've held teams to only 25% from the 3-point line, which is number 2 in the league. And they've done it again tonight. It's 5 of 20. Now, I know that's 25%, which is right on their mark. But holding teams into that mid-20s from the 3 is a good effort, given the talent available in this league.
And the numbers stack up. They let through too many last week against Adelaide. They are 0 and 15 across their history. The JackJumpers, that is an offensive foul every day of the week. 0 and 15 Tasmania across their NBL history when they allow the opposition 96 or more. So the blueprint's clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
If they defend, they win.
Yeah. No, and a lot of the times they can hold teams to low numbers because there's far less possessions in the game, because they're taking so much time on the offensive end. They're making you play defense a lot of the times for 16 seconds plus for big chunks of the game, and that just puts a lot of pressure on your D, and you wear the defense down.
Ariana, I think we've got a challenge here.
Well, I've been keeping hope alive for the Sydney Kings this whole game, but they don't want it. They don't want it. I don't know what else to say. They don't want it.
Well, they might. Part of this challenge makes me feel like, so they're currently 4 points up in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So they are trying to win a point here, as well as obviously finish the game out strong. If you're going to try and challenge one of these, this might be tough. Let's have another look at it. I think Jimmy can establish position.
I agree.
I think he got right there.
Boom. Well, and KD kind of dipped that shoulder, so that's not going to help the case at all.
He's out well outside the charge circle as well.
Yeah.
The referee called it straight away.
Yeah,
successful.
I think he got there in time. And I know it's been a rough night for a couple of the calls, but...
I reckon successful. There you go.
Oh, he did that right at the end. Bernard, don't.
Come on, man. Don't get mad at me because I know what I'm talking about here.
He waited until he saw the green pop up and then said
successful Copes. You can go with it now. Oh, that's incredible from you.
Oh, look at gorgeous. Something goes right tonight.
That was a gamble. That was a gamble by Brian Gorgeous.
No doubt.
Because it took the breakdown, a slight shuffling to the left by Drimmick that brought him undone.
Copes waited until it came up on the screen. Copes is like that one mate that when you watch a horse win, he goes, that was my tip, that was my tip. Still yet to get a text message.
My goodness.
Deary me.
Burgers were already given up early on.
77-62. A week is a long time here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Another outstanding performance, though, by Josh Bannon. Daly just, again, bully ball to get to the basket, but he's got 16 points, 10, 11 boards. Another double-double, which we saw against that game earlier on in the season against Brisbane, where he just completely dominated. He's getting it done after a slow start too, Josh Bannon. 0 of 3 to start the game. Worked his way into it. He's done really well.
Campbell throws up a prayer. He's averaging 13 and 8 for the season, Josh Bannon. Good numbers.
Well, that in fact was very good defense by Hamilton. I don't know if he meant it, but he stayed vertical, and although he wasn't facing Noy, he's still able to change the shot. Well done by him. Good instinctive play.
So foul there on Dellavedova. If you're watching the Ignite Cup for the first time here on Disney+, brand new initiative by the NBL, the new era of Australian basketball. Every Wednesday, we've got games where you win a point for every quarter, 3 points if you win the game, so a maximum of 7 points available across any one game for a team. $400,000 up for grabs, and it all culminates in a February 22 grand final on the Gold Coast. Keeping in mind where it's relevant is that Sydney are winning this quarter at the moment, 14-8.
Yeah.
So they can potentially take something out of tonight. Galloway bombs away.
Well, they're on track for their lowest score. They had 74 in their loss to Cairns.
Party time for Tasmania. I think Ben Eyre has found himself a very nice home here. He's an angry little ant, so it makes sense that he plays for the JackJumpers.
Yeah. He can be disruptive, he can be annoying on the defensive end, which is his job. That's what he has to do, come out there and try and be as annoying, and he can do it physically with his defense, but he's not afraid of being chirpy, but offensively, he can get it done as well. That real spark off the bench that can change a game.
Spent last season with South East Melbourne, Ben Eyre, just didn't quite get himself going there.
Had a big game. That game in the finals against the Adelaide 36ers, where they were looked like they were completely cooked, down 20-odd at halftime. It was Ben Eyre that think if my memory serves me correct, it came on and really gave him a spark on the offensive end.
17 points in that game. A minute 24 left here. Perth and Brisbane are up next. We'll take you back to the studio very shortly. Ariana, Pete and Copes will set you up for what's to come. Annalie, Damo and Lockie ready to go at RAC. Bannon blocked by Cooks. Came up short the second time, but the JackJumpers have had all the answers. Campbell for Bannon.
Simple stuff. Penetrate, hurl. Good positioning in that dunker spot by Bannon. It's disappointing by the Kings. What we saw against Adelaide looked like that turned a page. But
it's kind of one step forward, two steps back for them, isn't it?
And it's both ends. Yeah. I think their offense has been the biggest concern for me in this game tonight. Maybe not overall, but in this game tonight, their offense has looked very individual. Oh my.
Did he call it?
He did not call that.
Are Banks open this late on a Wednesday?
Well, they are in Tasmania, in the beautiful city of Hobart.
Tiger Campbell with 19, Dellavedova with 11. But all of the numbers are coming up in favour of the home team tonight. Tiger Campbell has really started to work this whole thing out.
Yeah. And it's a lot of it's the effort too. On the boards, just completely smashed Sydney on the boards as well.
Home fans can count it down from here. After a stretch on the road, the JackJumpers return to MyState Bank Arena this evening. And they win in an ultra-impressive performance, 86-70 in the Ignite Cup on Disney+. The JackJumpers come away full of smiles tonight.
Yeah, I love it. I love to see the reaction. Guy like Hamilton had a tough night, 4 of 13, 9 points, but the biggest smile and the happiest there, celebrating with Campbell. Some really good signs from this JackJumpers team. They executed beautifully at both ends of the floor, holding the Sydney Kings, with all that talent the Kings have got, to only 70 points in a game of basketball, whilst getting 86 themselves. Just a well-executed, ruthless performance by the JackJumpers.
And the JJs go to 4-2 for the season. They're back on the road again. They go to New Zealand on Friday, and then they'll play Sydney in Sydney in round 6. But this is a very, very good team, a very well-drilled team. Still with Majuk Dang and David Johnson to come back in. And for the Kings, a bit of soul-searching to do after tonight.
Yeah, it is, and it's the roller coaster of a season. They've still got some work to do to figure out their rotations and maybe refine their roles a little bit closer, and more detail. But after a really good win against the Adelaide 36ers on the road, as good as that was, this is as disappointing as you'd want to get right now for the Sydney Kings.
Sydney have got Perth on Sunday at Kudos Bank Arena, so a home game for the Kings. They're going to need all of their fans in full voice, because we'll see the Wildcats up next. They're very good. They've made a really, really promising start to this season as well. Speaking of promising starts, what about the form of Josh Bannon? 18 points, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists tonight. He's with Steph.
He sure is, and he's our Foot Locker player for a reason. Josh, congratulations, your first home win of the season. How does it feel?
That was awesome. The crowd was electric tonight. So fun to play in front of. Been a little road stint for a while here, but great to be back home and get over the top.
How much do you feed off the energy of a crowd like this? It sounded like they wanted to lift the roof off the arena and have an open-air game.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. You know, when we lose Mags in that third quarter, unfortunately, the boys just found a way. Kobe came in and played a big minute. Crowd was awesome.
18 points for yourself, but multiple players on double digits. How proud are you of this whole group effort tonight?
That was just fight. That's grit and grind. That's what we're about. to hold that team, explosive offense to 70. That was awesome. We're gonna have to keep improving and do it again.
Thanks, enjoy it.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
You guys, I think this is what has me on the edge of my seat every night with the NBL, because you really never know what you're going to get. We did not expect this outcome at the beginning of the game. What's your guys' biggest takeaway?
I mean, I expected it to be close. Yeah, I didn't expect them to dominate the way they did. Again, from what we're hearing from Score, they're just treading water right now, waiting for Majuk Deng to come back, who's a key part, and David Johnson. I think the reason Starks isn't playing a whole lot is because he's not going to be there long term, as Gazy and Jack were talking about. So the fact they get dominant wins like this is huge.
You know what I like about this team? The brotherhood and the fact that they spend time on the road. They're having fun together. They don't even know each other. A lot of those guys are new. They look like they've been playing with each other for a very long time, and it showed on the floor.
You're going to lose a talent.
You know, we did say a lot about KD, you know, and him not really performing tonight. He took the most shots out of anyone tonight. He put up 17 shots, and they just weren't falling.
Again, credit to the JackJumpers defensive plan, right? But also, yeah, KD missed a couple that he'd normally make. But the question for the Kings is, what happens next? Because KD's going to have those nights. He's a human being. He's a normal athlete. You have off nights. What's next?
They're out of sync. They're out of sync on the offensive end. They're out of sync on the defensive end. From word go, you let Tiger Campbell come in and knock down 3 threes. There's something wrong.
And speaking of the man, Tiger Campbell, let's bring him in now. Tiger, I don't know if you called bank from the top of the key, but we'll get to that later. I want to ask, when Will Magnay got ejected from the game, was that an energy shift for you guys? Did that just motivate you even more?
Yeah, I'd say, hold on, what's that?
Watch the mic, mate. Hold on to the mic.
My fault. We rowdy after the win. Can you ask that one more time?
When Will was ejected from the game, was that an energy shift for you guys? Does that give you even more energy?
Yeah, we just know we had to make up for the big fella. We can't replace him with anybody who we got, so we knew that 1 through 5, we had to step up whoever was on the court.
Now, Tiger, be real with me, because we've all played before. And I know there's set rotations, I understand that, but when you come out and go whack, 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 and you turn to the bench and get subbed out, tell Scott that Pete says that cannot happen.
Nah, I talked with Coach. You know, we got great players coming in. He told us whenever we need a blow, just look at them, and it was on me. I needed the blow real quick. No. It was on me. It was on me.
Hey, Tiger, you guys look like you're having a lot of fun, man. Tell me what you like about this team and your teammates.
I think it's just our energy is contagious. You know, 1 through 15, DP, it doesn't matter. We all are bonding. I think these road trips that we've been on really kept us close. And I think we just showed it tonight how much energy we could play with.
Tiger, I saw you at the end there, you were hugging Ben Air. Now, I'm not sure how much you knew about Benny before you got to Tasmania, but he's one of those guys who every other team hates to play against. Fans can't stand him. He can be a pest on the court, but he's a phenomenal teammate and ultimate competitor. What do you love about Ben Air?
Man, on and off the court, you know, he's like a brother. We've been kicking it all the time, and he just always instilling energy in me. You know, like you said, everybody hates to play against him, but when he's your teammate, you know, you love it.
Now, we were talking about your crowd. Your crowd has to be one of the best crowds in the league. Tell us about how loud they are down there.
It was crazy today. I couldn't even hear some of our play calls from Coach. I had to get up close and just get him to repeat it. I don't know if he liked that, but, you know, I had to get it done. It was too loud in here.
Tiger, congratulations on your first home win. Go enjoy this. We see you guys are already having lots of fun. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank y'all.
They got to get straight on a plane.
Oh.
They go straight to New Zealand tomorrow morning.
They're used to it, bro.
Listen, we're neck deep into the season. Everyone stay in your seats because we have another Ignite Cup matchup after this.